Hi, Eliana. It's Grandma. Do you know this book? Buffalo Fluffalo? Go get it and let's read it together. We have the yellow page. And we have the title page that says Buffalo Fluffalo. Turn the page where we have the pretty meadow. We have a river in the meadow. Here's the river. And the trees next to it. Oh, I love trees. Look, there's the sun. Hi, sun. Turn the page. Do you have this page? A snuffalo, scuffalo, surly old buffalo was ever so snarly and gnarly and toughalo. He says, I'm the buffalo fluffalo. I heave and I huffalo. Leave me alone because I've had enough-alo. Turn the page. Now he's sitting under a tree. One day, when old Fluff was especially miffed, a hammy old ram clomped up with a gift. Oh, look. Do you have the page where a ram is a boy goat. The ram brought a hat for Fluffalo Buffalo. I noticed you like to nap in the shade, so here is a big floppy old hat that I made. How nice. What will Fluffalo Buffalo say? Will he say thank you? There he is. Oh, he doesn't look happy. Ram, he mooed in a manner so toughalo. You must go away. I must rebuffalo. I don't need your hammy old help. It makes me want to stammer and yammer and yelp. The ram slunk away with his warm woolly stuffalo, and old Mr. Buffalo snarled and he snuffaloed. This is what he says. He's so grumpy. I'm the buffalo fluffalo. I heave and I huffalo. Leave me alone because I've had enough-alo. Oh my goodness. Here's the next page. Do you have this page? Here comes a prairie dog. That's called a prairie dog right there. And a prairie dog is not like a regular dog. That doesn't look like a dog. It's a prairie dog. And a prairie dog lives in the ground. He digs holes in the ground and then lives in the tunnels. Let's see what he says. He says, well, a prairie dog passed by, mean Mr. Poofily. Excuse me, sir, I don't mean to sound goofily, but would you like to join me for flippies and funnels and romp and race in my tubular tunnels? Oh, I don't think he wants to play. He says, silly old weasel, cried Buffalo Fluffalo. I can't play in your tunnels on account of my puffalo. Leave me in peace, go back to your burrow. Let me stomp around while I frown and I furrow. I'm the buffalo fluffalo. I heave and I huffalo. Leave me alone because I've had enough-alo. Oh, so he doesn't want to play with Prairie Dog either. Here comes a crow. Caw, caw, says the crow bird. Then a squawky old crow perched on Fluffalo's horn, and Fluff looked at him with a sneer and a scorn. Hi there, old pal, said the crow with a smile. Want to chitter and chat and catch up for a while? Turn the page. Here we are. No way, Fluffalo huffaloed. his fur standing on end. I'm far too huffy to have time for friends. That's too bad, squawked the mangy old crow, because you seem like a guy that I'd like to know. Look at that. Crow's feathers, aren't they cool? He has a little bit of feather fluff on top of his head. Look what's happening, though. Look at all the clouds come. Do you have the page with the clouds? And just as Fluffalo reared up to shout, a dark, gloomy cloud blocked the sun out. With a rumble and a grumble and a bangy loud blark, the whole prairie and mountains were covered in dark. Look, the clouds got in front of all the sun. It was dark. Then, with one final thundery, blundery blup, the humpiest, heaviest cloud opened up, and down came the rain with a splash and a spluffalo right on the head of old Buffalo Fluffalo. Look, there he is. He's being covered in rain. You can see his eyes and his little nose. What's going to happen to him? All wet. Turn the page. Look, his fur got all wet and saggy. What will his friends say? Squawk, said the crow with a grin on his beak. Why, Buffalo Fluffalo's just a pipsqueak. Then Ram and Prairie Dog gathered to see that indeed Mr. Fluff was so very wee little wee. You have this page? Look, cried the Ram, it's old Mr. Fluff, so little and piddle, all wet in the buff. Everyone gawked, from the mice to the snakes, even the scaly old fish in the lakes. Look at everybody staring at him. He must feel sad. Do you have this page? The clouds are clearing up. They're becoming light clouds, huh? Fluff shouted out, "Don't look at me! I'm not little, I'm tough as can be!" He shimmied and shook to repuff his fluff. Then he snarled and gnarled and stomped with a huff. Stomping. I'm the Buffalo Fluffalo. I heave and I huffalo. Leave me alone because I've... Stop, said the Ram. You don't have to act tough. We like you just fine without all your puff. He's right, said the Prairie Dog, a smile in her eyes. You're great how you are, no matter your size. They don't care if he's big and puffalo or little or not puffalo. They like him just how he is. I am, sniffed the buffalo who wasn't so fluffalo. I'm sorry for being so grumbly and tuffalo. Without my fluff, I'm tiny and missable. No, cried cawed the crow. You're huggily and snuggly kissable. And gave him a big kiss on the cheek. Look how the crow's upside down giving him a kiss. Smack, says big kiss. What are they all doing now? That's right. And all the creatures from the bats to the bugs covered old Fluff with kisses and hugs. That's right. And that's how the story of Fluffalo ends, with a happy old buffalo snuggling his friends. Look at that. That's a good story. That ends. I enjoy reading this book with you, Ellie. I hope we can talk soon. Grandma loves you. Mwah!